Paddy, we'll start off with you.
Frank, obviously a different kind of performance to the Palace game last weekend, but do you all in a bizarre way take as much satisfaction from seeing the team do the basics so well today?
Yes and no. I thought we could have been better, in my opinion, and I try and say it as I feel it is, and it'll be a game definitely to analyse back, because I thought they were really good. I think your point is sort of like resilience and defending when you have to defend and all those things. I just felt we were a little bit off what we could have been here, but at the same time you've got to respect a team that are in really good form and getting results here and getting results on the road, and they've got a really one of the best individuals in the league at the minute at what he does. So that gives us a lot of threats in the game. So I'm very pleased with the point. I'm very pleased with the clean sheet. Behind the scenes, do I want us to get better? Yeah, but the nature of where we are at the minute means that there'll be weeks like that. So last year that would have coincided with a defeat. We've been pretty sure on that. So there's progress on that point. So that's a massive plus. But can we be better on the ball? Yeah, than today.
How do you deal with somebody like Mitrovic when he's in this kind of form?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult because when he takes positions out on the side on your right back and build, and they can hit him, and he's really you have to foul him if you're gonna get the ball generally. And he holds it and then build, and then he gets in the box and he's a threat. So you just do as well as you can, and I think we did do that, to be fair, for most of the game. I know he had a couple of chances where he gets a bit free, but it's their style. They use him a lot, but they've also got players wide to cross and make it difficult. So I thought the boys in general dealt with it pretty well.
And on the whole, the away form is a lot better so far this season in terms of points, performances, and everything else. Well, what do you put that down to predominantly?
Well, work, the players, how we set up, a mindset, a resilience that we didn't really have last year. And we've gone on the road and played better than we have today. I thought we played better at Leeds, for instance, and games like that. But there is a different feel to us in terms of how we travel on the road. And I don't want to feel like I'm being too negative, because I just feel like with our standards and where we can get to, I think we can be even better. But I think I have to hold back a bit as well. These things don't come overnight. So what we have seen is progress, and that's a real positive.
And he obviously doesn't always take the plaudits, but Mikolenko at left back, what did you make of his performance, and I suppose in a wider sense at the start of the season?
Yeah, very good, and I'm really happy with Miko. It was great going forward. He gave us a bit of extra threat last week. Today we wanted more of that. It wasn't so possible. Maybe in the first half he made a few crosses and got round Dimmy a bit, but defensively, strong, sound, resilient, blocking things, good position in the back post, which you have to have against the threats that they've got at Fulham. So I'm pleased with him. He's a quiet lad. He's obviously got a lot going on in his life, and I think what he's done in terms of how he's handled himself, moving over here and becoming a real fixture in our team, is a real credit to himself. And I believe there's a lot more progress as well, because he's young and there's a lot he can even add to his game.
Joe?
Frank, did you think she did a red card on Mitrovic?
Yeah. I thought it was a red card. I thought there was, the parameters of what they are, false, above the ankle, it's kind of a stampy tackle. I think to be fair to Mitrovic, he put his hand up straight away. I think he knew, and we've all been there to a degree. So there's no slanting him. It's just a red card with the benefit of VAR. I was really surprised we didn't get given it. Really surprised.
Separately, once you can unpick his performance today again, made a number of crucial saves.
Yeah, really good performance from him. He trains well every day. He's got a great attitude. He's been generally England's number one, and that's always Gareth's choice. But from my point of view, to be able to work with a level of keeper, I know how important keepers are. They can make or break you as a coach, as a team. We talk about expected goals and all these things. And when he plays like that, then he wins your points. There's no doubt. Last week he could put his feet up. This week we rely on him, and he makes great saves.
Mike?
Frank, you mentioned the word resilience a couple of times early on, and it's a given now at Everton, but it hasn't always been that way. The fans really buy into that whole persona of the players, and it's kind of like a priceless asset, but how have you been able to give that to the players?
Well, you work every day, and I think by just the constant work you can build a resilience, because I think you build a belief, but it's a mixture of the personnel and the team. It's how you drive it through the week and how you train. So I do believe if you train at a certain level and a bit of real competitive edge, then you carry that into games. And then the rest is up to the players. That they should understand that the fans demand that. I wouldn't know how to try and coach or motivate a team in a different way. What you need is good ears that listen to it, and people like Connor and Tarky and Jordan and these players through the spine of the team definitely listen to it. Can we be more resilient throughout the team? Yeah, I think there was a at times where things stuck for Fulham today and they sort of gained momentum in a game, where sometimes I think we were a little bit lightweight today in terms of misplacing a pass on a transition and these things. But that's probably a little bit normal for us, as in we're in that moment where we want to get better. But the general idea of where we were last year, I stood on the line and watched games where one goal went in and our heads dropped on the pitch. It's really hard to affect that. That's a process, and we've affected it, I think, in a really positive way over the summer, and long may it continue.
There was a moment in the second half, I think it was Tom Kearney when he came on, and he had a shot edge of the penalty area, and Conor Cody flew towards him, and James Tarkowski flew towards him. I don't know if one or either or both of them got on it, but it underlined those two players as a central defensive double.
Yeah, they've shown that, and rightly people should speak about them as they are, really positively. Connor's an England regular in the squad, and people are now bringing Tarky into that conversation, and they should, and it's always Gareth's choice, but Tarky's playing consistently as a centre-back for me as well as any centre-back in the league, because I work so closely to him. I see what he does, and his stats are all there, and it's not just the throwing themselves in the line of fire stuff, because I think that probably undersells them. It's like more how we're trying to build and play, and we want our best for this today, by the way, but it wasn't so much Connor and Tarky, but they want to work, they want to understand how we can build and get numbers to get the ball through the lines and move up the pitch better. We saw that in our goal last week. So they've been instrumental in some positive changes in those senses, so I'm delighted to work with them.
Frank, can I just ask you about Dominic's performance today? Firstly, what he's showing for you as a manager for Everton, but also behind just a couple of weeks to go in the World Cup. Where you think Dominic may be in terms of Gareth?
Well, I think Gareth knows Dominic, so it's nothing new to him. I think he would probably, it's always Gareth's choice, but to see him fit and firing, I think just puts him in the conversation. Last week, he was fantastic at Goodison. Today, I think there were moments where he showed his threat, and it's like us looking at Mitrovic as a clear threat. Everyone's going to look at Dominic and understand he's a clear threat, and because of the attributes he had. It didn't quite fall for him today, in a sense. Some of that was because we weren't as connected as we would want to be, and give him enough close support. But he's a huge threat. I like working with him. He's got loads of talent, and you can see he's got the bit between his teeth at the minute. So I hope he's in that conversation. I hope he goes to the World Cup, but that's obviously for Gareth to decide.